The United States Grand Jury, District of Maine, in respect to Raymond Carter, John Dickerson, Eugene Kelly, Uno Yvonne, Russell O'Done, Porter O'Hara, Franklin Pryor, Joseph Riccardi, Bertie Teal, Leslie Wallace, Ed Welsh, Philip Williams, Richard Taylor. Testimony of Robert O'Hara, given before the United States Grand Jury, District of Maine at the United States District Courthouse, Bangor, Maine, on December 11, 1985. Appearances by J. McCloskey, Esquire, and Corinne L. Keene, Grand Jury Reporter. Robert O'Hara, a witness being first duly sworn, testified as follows. Examination by Mr. McCloskey. Mr. O'Hara, would you have a seat and spell your last name for the court reporter? O apostrophe H-A-R-A. Mr. O'Hara, directing your attention to November 13, 1982, you were involved in the importation of marijuana at Zane's Landing in Bremen, Maine, correct? Yes, sir. You You were arrested that evening, correct? Right. Subsequently, you were indicted by a federal grand jury, correct? Yes. And you pled guilty to that indictment? Yes. And you signed a cooperation agreement with the government, correct? Yes, sir. And the agreement provided that what did it provide as far as your understanding, Mr. O'Hara? That I would cooperate with the government to, or what I know of, other smuggles, and that I would receive no more than 6 years. Were you eventually sentenced by Judge Sire? Yes, I was. What did you receive for a sentence? 2 years. And did you subsequently go to jail for a period of time? Yes. I was in Allenwood for 15 months, presently in a halfway house in Portland, Maine. How long will you be there? 3 more months. Now, you have been, beside that situation at Bremen, Maine, you were involved in other marijuana smuggles, correct? Yes, sir. Approximately how many were you involved in? 2. 2 others beside that one? Right. And you have testified in other cases, correct? Yes. For the government? Yes, sir. Now, directing your attention to 1981, were you involved in a hashish importation which came into Raymond Carter's place in Dutch Neck in Walboro, Maine? Yes. Tell us what you did. What was your role in that? I was an offloader. I rowed out in a small boat which belonged to one of the Winchenbachs, and I was transferred onto a bigger boat, larger type boat that Frank Pryor was the captain of the boat, and we proceeded offshore and offloaded from a large boat onto a smaller lobster boat, and then we came in and we offloaded onto trucks, onto a dock, which eventually went onto trucks in Raymond Carter's property. Were you paid for your participation in that? Yes, sir. How much did you receive? $10,000. Do you remember who paid you? Robert Kenny. Could you describe how the hashish was packaged? It was in tin canisters about that square, indicating how much approximately did they how much approximately did they weigh, if you recall. Between 60 and 80 pounds, I would say. A piece? Each, yes. Now, when you were at the offload site, did you have occasion to see someone by the name of Uno? I saw him earlier in the evening when I was being dropped off, getting in the boat to go out. I saw him at dusk where I was dropped off. And was he with other individuals at the time? There was just him and another person. Okay, and you didn't see him later on? No. At that time, did you know an individual named Buzzy Williams? Yes. Was he there at the offload site? Yes, sir, he was. How long have you known him? 5, 10 years, somewhere in that. Do you know him fairly well? Yes. Did you see him? Did you see any of the other priors there? Craig and Stephen were both there. And how about Bertie Teal? I don't think Bertie Teal was there. I didn't see him if he was there. Did you know Bertie Teal at the time? I don't think so. I know him now, but I'm not sure if I would have known him back then. So he may have been there, but you may not have known him, who he was. Right. Did you know everybody that was there? No, I only knew 2, 3, 4 people that was there. Most everybody. I'm from the Rockland area. This place is in Bremen, and most all the rest of the people were from the Bremen area. I didn't know the rest of them. How many people would you say were there at the offload site approximately? Maybe 20, 25, somewhere in that vicinity. When you went out to the mothership, so called, to get the hashish, did you have occasion to see anybody that was on the mothership at the time? The only person I saw in there was Peter O'Brien. And is he a local person? Yes. Do you know Joseph Riccardi? I know who he is now, since then, but I didn't know him back at that time. Do you recall whether he was there or not? I wouldn't have known if he was or not. How long? How about Leslie Wallace or Easy Wallace? Easy Wallace, yes, he was there. Mr. McCloskey, any questions of Mr. O'Hara, ladies and gentlemen of the grand jury? By a grand juror. Were you on the mothership? No. By Mr. McCloskey. Now, was there an occasion during that time where there was a problem with one of the trucks? Yes. We went on the last boat. I was on one of the larger lobster boat to be offloaded, so we were on the last ones offloaded. I worked right on the boat there with the captain, Frank, and I know I heard him say that one of the trucks that was already loaded went to leave and got stuck. I remember hearing them that there was a truck stuck up on the road. You didn't see it? No. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? If not, thank you very much. The witness is excused. Certificate. I hereby certify that the foregoing 7 pages is a true and correct transcript of my stenographic notes of the testimony of Robert O'Hara taken on December 11, 1985, in the matter of Raymond Carter et al. Corinne L. Keene, grand jury reporter.